What's up? It's me. I'm going to jump right into it because why? This episode is for the men. Our black men who I will say multiple times throughout this episode, we love. We love you all. We love y'all, black men. Now, before I jump right into it, I want to give a disclaimer. And my disclaimer is I am not a black man. Okay, that's it. I know we know that. I'm a black woman. The common denominator there is being black. I understand the black experience, the uniqueness of the black experience. Now, on the other side, I do have a black father. I was married to a black man. I have a black brother and a host of other family members who are black men, like my grandfathers, my cousins, my uncles, and so on and so forth, even black male friends. I'm also raising two very intelligent young black men. So everything that I'm saying today is coming from a place of empathy and compassion and the witness seat of watching the journey of the black men that have been in my life, and that are currently in my life, okay? We'll cut the small talk for now and get to the chit chat after this message is delivered. But without further ado, I want to talk about the uniqueness of the black male experience. Ladies, we know black women's struggle and the weight we carry and the strength we have to possess and so on and so forth. With that being said, I want to say that this conversation does not take away from the uniqueness of the black woman's experience, okay? Right now, we are strictly holding space for the men, okay? Namaste. So, I've done a lot of research and I took into account all of the experiences that I watched from the outside of all of the black males that have ever been in my life, okay? And from what I gathered during research and from what I saw, I've come to the conclusion that the uniqueness of the black male experience begins at birth. It can definitely be made worse by racism that black men experience in America, whether it's quiet or loud, or within their employment system, or whether it's through unemployment that they're experiencing. It could be PTSD and trauma. It can be deaths, unresolved grief from those deaths. It can be depression. It can be suppression, suppressing things, which black men have been programmed mentally to do. I won't say all, I will say some, because I don't like to lump people together. It can be due to divorce or failed relationships or loss of friendships. It can be due to debt, and it can also be due to childhood abuse or abandonment in any form. Black men don't really ever get to truly deal with these things that I mentioned. And a lot of people like to say, or it's so easy for people to say, get your shit together, deal with your emotions, grow up. I understand that it's not that easy. The world has to understand that it's not that easy, and that's why the conversation on black men's mental health needs to be bigger. It's growing, but I would like to see it on a bigger scale, pressed with more importance. Now, this doesn't give men a pass, because as adults period, we all need to do the work. But the way the world has shaped men on a mental level, some were not equipped with the proper tools to do so, or they simply were not given the space to do so. And I'll explain that further. From the time that most young Black males become aware and old enough to communicate and understand, some of the first things they are told is to man up, stop crying, real men don't cry, big boys don't cry. Am I wrong or am I right? Even if those words were not said verbatim, there was still something projected onto men that made them believe that they were not to express their emotions. This is where I believe the wall of toxic masculinity begins. And men, I'm not calling you guys toxic. I'm saying that the wall that this society built up within you all's minds mentally is a toxic structure. Not you all. I'm not attacking you all's masculinity or character. I'm saying that the wall is toxic masculinity. Now, the phrase toxic masculinity in itself has been used and abused and defined so wrong in this generation. So just flow with me and remain on the frequency that I'm on so that you can connect on how I'm using the phrase of toxic masculinity, okay? Keep your ears and your heart open and receptive for me, because I'm coming with this message in love and compassion and empathy. Now, due to our young men and boys being taught these things early, how to suppress emotion, it instills in the young boy's brain that weakness is not welcome in any capacity. Now, granted, we all should teach our children to be strong, absolutely. But we should teach them also that being strong can also mean being able to express emotion and feel emotion and be honest and authentic in that. Now, once a young male is a grown adult, there is now a fear of showing up as or coming off as or being presumed as being weak. This does not allow men to show fear in any case. This does not allow men to be vulnerable on any level. And this does not allow men to express their emotions. I even seen some silliness on social media like TikTok. I think it was Instagram or Facebook, where they were like, some girl said, I hate when my man cry. I hate when my man cry. It make me think he weak, or some dumbass shit like that. Now, if you have some toxic ass people in your life like that, get rid of them. Get rid of them because that is not conducive to the growth that you want to have. Okay? Everything is not to be suppressed. We are human beings. The only emotion it seems that society deems okay for males to express is happiness, anger, or excitement. I love the Black Boy Joy movement. I love the videos where I see Black men expressing their happiness about something. I love the video that went around of Black men frolicking. Black men skipping, jumping for joy, and running through fields of flowers and running outside and running in the grass. I love that. I love that emotional freedom, because joy is an emotion, right? As much as I love the Black Boy Joy movement, are we talking about Black boy pain, Black boy mental health, and Black boy depression enough? Unfortunately, society has deemed fear, sadness, and vulnerability to be feminine. It is not a feminine thing. These are not feminine emotions. They are strictly only emotions. That is it. We don't need to deem something feminine or masculine. This generation and society right now at this moment has that really fucked up. And if you really want to get on a deeper level, a spiritual level concerning this shit, everything is in duality. Me as a woman, I have both feminine and masculine energy. You all as males have both feminine and masculine energy. Okay? Not characteristics, not traits, not emotions. Energy. We're made up of both. Even in the womb, in the early stages of a fetus, all fetuses start off as girls. It is a little later on in the pregnancy that they either keep their female genitalia or the male genitalia begins to form. So please understand the importance of duality and the importance of understanding balance between masculine and feminine energy, okay? But all in all, that's a deeper conversation for another time. But I will say, if when you heard me say feminine energy or anything like that, if your first thought was I ain't gay or I ain't feminine or anything along those lines, you need to be deprogrammed from the societal expectations, the weight that society puts on you all's shoulders, and the systematic mental enslavement of this world's expectations. Once you are deprogrammed, you become free. Now again, I am not a man, but I empathize with you all. I, like I said, am raising two brilliant Black young men who I want to remain free. As I said before, I have a Black father. I have Black male friends. I have a brother. I have uncles. I have grandfathers. I see and have seen the struggle, and intuitively I can tap in and feel and understand the weight. It's heavy. The weight that you all carry is heavy, from feeling the pressure of the world, and if you have a family, feeling the pressure from your family to carry, to provide. Granted, a lot of men feel that it is their role to take naturally, to be the provider, the leader, right? And I will not argue that. But even with the roles that we feel that we have to or want to naturally step into, it can still be heavy to carry. It can still be heavy to stand in those roles. And it might be a role that you feel like you cannot put down. But if it is a role that you cannot put down, then it's very imperative for you all to learn to flow through and cope in a healthy manner, right? To learn how to even unburden yourselves from some of the expectations. To learn to express that these things feel heavy. Talk it out so that you can heal through and feel through. Does that make sense? I hope so. Said all that to say, I understand the weight. I understand. I understand the pressure. So there are four main parts to us as human beings. We are mental beings, we are emotional beings, we are physical beings, and we are spiritual beings. And in order for you to be holistically and completely well and healthy altogether, you absolutely have to master your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health. All four. You will need to deprogram yourself in every one of these categories. As far as mental and emotional, it starts with DNA. Trauma is already written into our DNA as Black people, and it is double written into our DNA if we have had generations before us who experienced trauma. Okay? Not only is it written in our DNA, but we also have passed down trauma. For example, If you had a grandparent who abused your parent is likely to abuse you. Does that make sense? But trauma being written on a DNA level has been proved to be true on a scientific level. Like, look it up and do some research. Begin to do research on this type of shit to help break down programming and to help build up a healthy mindset surrounding your mental and emotional health, okay? Like I stated before, one of the first lessons young men are taught very early on is to not cry and to not be weak. Crying or showing vulnerability is a way for all human beings to express their emotions, all of us. When we outwardly express our emotions, it helps us to work through our emotions. And when we are able to work through our emotions, no matter what issue these emotions are stemming from, we grow in our emotional intelligence and we become lighter and more unburdened. Okay? That pressure is taken off of you all's shoulders. That monkey is released off of you all's back. The heaviness is lifted from you all's mind, okay? With men being forced to be tough by society, they don't get to feel the freedom of releasing things that are painful. This causes men to split consciousness between two different worlds. The one world is who men are externally. This is who men present themselves to be on the outside. This might look like overperforming masculinity at times, or toughness, or being super strong, or being unbothered and lackadaisical and unfazed, okay? The other world is the internal. This is who the man is inside and what they feel internally. This can be sadness, depression, rage, anger, feelings of inadequacy, feelings of worthlessness, and feelings of being completely mentally exhausted and tired. Anything along those lines. These are some of the emotions that men feel forced to keep inside internally. Why? Because again, society cut that at the root. At the very beginning, it was taught to suppress those things because they were deemed by society to be weakness. And hey, shit, Black people don't really be having the time to feel any fucking thing because most of us were always in fucking survival mode from the very beginning of our time. Granted, though I'm saying that we didn't or don't have time to feel, that's where we have to make time to feel. We need to stop and make time and prioritize our overall health, prioritize our mental and emotional health, and prioritize our physical and spiritual health. It has to be made a priority. Yes, we are always in go mode. Yes, some of us were always and might still be in survival mode. Stop. We gotta stop. We have to slow down and make time to heal in every way possible, or we will run ourselves into the ground, into an early fucking grave. Whether it be a heart attack or high blood pressure or crippling anxiety, whatever the fuck the case. Stop, slow down, heal, okay? Let's unburden. Let's deprogram. Emotional intelligence and expression is to be learned early on in childhood. Now, how can one know how to properly express their emotions if they were never truly taught? Now, because of the internal world of men that are filled with all of these emotions that they feel that they've had to suppress due to the societal shit, what ends up happening is all of the things that are being suppressed ends up exploding outward in some type of way. And I feel that that's just natural law, right? The human is bound, but the spirit wants to be free. Think about that. We're bound to this human body, this human experience, but our soul is sentient. Our soul is a higher being. Our soul wants to be free. Our soul can help free us from the limitations of this human experience. Now, the explosion or outward expression of hurt being expressed is the soul of a man trying to release it. Everything has to be released. Nothing should be held in. There's things that our body naturally releases, right? Again, it's natural law. This explosion of emotions can look like bouts of anger, outbursts, violence, extreme depression, self-harm, substance abuse, or even suicide. Obviously, we don't want any of these things, despite the lies the world tries to tell us. I am telling you all of you Black men, that we need you and we love you. Need you all and love you all from a deep place. And we want you all to be in complete health so that you can thrive and experience true peace and happiness. And so that you don't pass down trauma, but pass down a beautiful, more healthier experience of life for those who look up to you. You all deserve that, just like any other human being. To deprogram and set yourself free of having to suppress all of what you feel and what you are going through. Learn how to allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. Do not suppress it. And feel it with the understanding that it is quite normal and does not deem you as weak. Cry. Scream. Go to a fucking rec room and break some shit. Go shooting. Let off some rounds. Find healthy avenues of releasing, okay? Most importantly, and this is probably number one in my opinion, find someone to talk to on a professional level. Not your homeboys. I mean, venting to our friends is great, absolutely. But I mean on a professional level. Not your girl, not your mom, not your dad. Again, talking to our close loved ones is fine. All fine and dandy. But talking to someone on a professional level brings about a different level of support mentally. Another step in deprogramming is talking through what you feel and gaining knowledge on why you are feeling it, and then learning how to release it. Do not be afraid to ask for help. This is not a sign of weakness, okay? It is a sign of strength. Find a trusted therapist or counselor and be patient with the process, okay? Be patient with the process. As you all know, I talk about it all the time. I am in therapy myself. I have been in therapy for 3 years now, and it's been a lifesave. But finding the right therapist might not come as easy for some people. Think of it like dating, just try them all out, and don't give up until you find the right fit. Also, some people are turned off from therapy because they feel like it's going to cost an arm and a leg. It truly does not. There are therapists out here who are charging $30 per session, okay? Out there. Not all of them. There are some. So please do your research. And you doing your research on how to become better mentally and emotionally lets the universe know and lets God know that you are truly embarking on that journey for yourself, and you will be supported in it. You truly have to believe that the universe and God is here to support us. So be patient with the process, because once you find that one, it will definitely change your life. And I'm saying that from experience. Also understand that with finding a trusted therapist or counselor is you taking a huge monumental step in deprogramming your Black mind from the idea that talking to a professional or therapist deems you crazy. Before this whole mental health wave, going to therapy was taboo in the Black community. Niggas will call you crazy. And that in itself is crazy, and it's a lie. Don't be afraid to be the generational curse breaker. You don't have to suffer in silence. There are people who will listen. I don't mean your friend or significant other or parent. Again, like I said, it's beautiful to share with your loved ones, absolutely. But to really truly get the help, not just opinions, tap in with a therapist or professional, okay? Please. And if there's anyone in your life who continues to try to push the agenda of hypermasculinity and emotional suppression on you, create distance. Like I said before, they are not good for your health and the journey you are trying to embark on that leads to healing, freedom, and total health. You don't need that type of negativity in your energy space, in your realm. A lot of people don't know this, but depression and stress takes a toll on the mental and emotional, which in turn takes a toll on your physical health. When we're depressed or stressed out, we tend to not eat well or sleep well. We also tend to not breathe well, believe it or not. Do your research on this. And if you know me, you know that I'm very much big on yoga and meditation for sure, and breathing techniques. I've been practicing this for 12 years. When we're experiencing stress, our breath is short inhales and short exhales. And sometimes you unconsciously might hold your breath. This is a clear sign that your nervous system is overactive, it's overstimulated. In that case, you want to start focusing on the breath and how you're breathing. Focus on if you're clenching your fist or your face, because that can be a clear indicator that you are not properly breathing. Okay? When you are experiencing stressful situations or any situation that's heavy on the mind, heavy on the brain, take a deep breath in. And before you release that breath, you want to hold the breath in for about 4 to 7 seconds, right? Lock it in. And do a huge release. That helps to reset the nervous system. It helps for blood flow. Move your body a lot more. Stretch your body in the morning and at night. This allows the flow and movement of energy throughout your body. Try yoga, work out, go run. Movement in the body creates better blood flow throughout the body, which in turn creates better blood flow to the brain. And when we are doing things that causes good blood flow to the brain, it helps to shift us into a more clear mindset and thought process. It helps us to think better. It helps us to process better. Stress and depression can cause a host of other physical health problems. Do your research on Black men's physical health and the physical health issues that Black men usually experience. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Don't let this world keep you so tied up in the programming of hustle and bustle and suppression, because it is designed to kill off our Black men early. I want y'all to open y'all's eyes on your face and your third eye, okay? It's time to get that knowledge. It's time to take care of yourself. In addition to movement, you want to make sure that you are eating healthy as well. A lot of fruits and vegetables, more home cooked meals than eating out or processed foods, okay? More vitamin intake, a lot of water. How we eat alters our behavior, believe it or not. You also want to make sure you are getting an adequate amount of sleep. Train your body to move and flow with Mother Nature. Exhaustion can lead to depression or make it worse. That's why it's imperative to be well rested. Being well rested is directly linked to mental and physical health as well, okay? With this conversation surrounding mental health for men and young men, I thought it would be perfect to bring my son onto the podcast today. My babies are currently visiting with grandparents for the first half of the summer, so I wanted to give him a call on the phone to see how he would like to chime in. So let's go ahead and have a listen. So I have my son, my oldest son, on the podcast today, which is very fitting. The whole life of my podcast, I always knew that I wanted to start incorporating guests. There were always people that I know that, we talked about them coming on as a guest. It just kind of never happened due to just life just being so busy. But I'm saying that this is super fitting because my oldest son, like most moms, most parents know, your oldest is always your best friend. Your oldest has been with you through your learning and growing process as a parent. Your oldest has seen every version of you, right? So without further ado, I'm going to introduce my son, PJ, on. PJ, you there?
Yes, ma'am.
That's my baby. How old are you, P?
I'm 12 years old.
What grade are you going to?
I'm on 7th grade.
Gotcha. And what are some activities that you like to do? Some of your favorite hobbies?
I love going outside and, being on the game with my friends and stuff. So, outside and game.
Gotcha.
That's
pretty much it. The typical young male thing, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, why we're here today and what we're here to discuss, I want to ask you some questions. So, you're a young Black male, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And I don't know if you remember, but I talked to you about how different the world is for young Black males than it is for young white males, for example, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Have you recognized some of the pressures that you feel as a young Black male? Some of the things that make you feel heavy or burdened or stressed or anxious or tired?
No burdens at all, but the pressures probably like in the house, like, trying to keep everything straight and stuff, because, there's no male in the house, so I just feel like the pressure on me is I have to keep everything straight, because, I just feel like I'm a man of the house. Well, not a man of the house, but I just feel like I have to be, because my dad ain't here, so I have to be the role model for my little brother. So,
yeah.
That's pretty much it.
That's a lot of pressure, right?
Yeah.
I feel that. In addition to that, like home pressures, you also got pressure at school, right?
Yeah, it's like the grades, keeping the grades in balance, and the work coming in hot.
Yeah. So you have pressures at home, feeling the weight of being having to put yourself in the shoes of being the male of the man of the house, right? And a role model. That's a whole separate pressure. In the home, you have responsibilities as far as chores too. Then you bounce back over to school. You got to keep your grades up in addition to all of this. A lot of work. And then you also have the pressure of your social life, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Pressures as far as social life. What does that look like for you? What would you say that is? I won't speak for you, but I know that when I was your age, we had the pressure of trying to keep up with the coolest thing and have it or be it or embody it or act like it. Is it still that way?
Yeah, keep up with friends.
Mm-hmm.
And just not being in touch with the ones that I was with in 6th grade, and being in touch more than with the ones that I was back in 5th grade and 4th.
Yeah. That makes sense. Society. I talk to you guys about societal shit all the time. Just the way the world views us as Black people, the way the world is in general, some of the negativities in the world and how to balance it out. Have you recognized societal pressures of being a young Black male?
No, I feel like when we talk about racism don't really come to my way.
Right.
I don't recognize it or see it.
Right. I got you.
As long as it don't come to me and it don't be manifested in my life, then I can just go on without it.
Right. I got you. I feel you. When I was your age, I hadn't experienced like overt racism either, so I can understand. I didn't really start noticing it or experiencing it until I was much older, so I can feel you on that. So just off of what we talked about as far as the pressures you feel as a 12-year-old young Black male, do you feel that you have been given the proper tools to work through or get through or cope with those pressures? You can give me.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, for sure. I was just gonna say you can give me an honest answer here.
Yeah, I have.
And what are some of the tools that you use to get through those pressures?
Well, to help me really, it's probably like going outside and connecting with the nature and stuff to help me calm down and stuff.
I got you.
Not meditation, but listening to like how I used to listen to the rain and stuff to help me calm down and stuff like that. To helps me sleep if I'm thinking about stuff. Yeah,
that's good. That's good. So our family experienced a lot of changes in the last 2 years. And one of the ways that we all first started to heal was getting into therapy. You want to talk about your experience with therapy and your therapist?
It helped with the whole situation. Talking with a man, their therapist, that helped me realize that to help me understand that it is okay. And he told me that I have other role models in my life, and with like my uncles and stuff. And I think that when he said that, it made me open out to my uncles and other role models in my life, more about situations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So would you say that, I know you said your experience with your black male therapist was good, and they helped open your mind to a lot of things, in addition to opening your mind to depend on and lean on male role models in your life. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you feel that helped you as far as maintaining your mental and emotional health?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good. Just want to let you know that I'm very proud of you and the young man that you are becoming, and I hope to always continue to raise you with the understanding that it is very much okay to not be okay. We cry together sometimes, don't we?
Yeah.
We have our deep conversations, and we both express how we feel about life shit. And sometimes we got to get that good cry out.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you feel after you let that cry out of your body, after you release those emotions?
After the cry, I still feel tense no more.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like I got everything that was holding me back out.
Yeah, I agree. Remember that time at the old house, we had all that stuff in the garage, and you were so angry from just shit that was going on, all of these crazy ass changes with the divorce. And I'm like, you know what? Come on. I said, let's go in the garage. I took the speaker out there. I turned on some Drake. I gave you a bat. And then what happened from there?
We started smashing stuff to let out all my emotions.
Yeah. I think that was super fun. I know I told you too. I'm like, if you want to yell and cuss, go ahead and do that. And it was very important to, you gotta have healthy avenues of releasing. You gotta have healthy avenues of getting those emotions out of your body. They can't stay there because they'll manifest. They'll come out and they'll manifest in a negative way, like holding things in. You know, you hold shit in so long, you end up snapping off on people, or wanting to fight people, or having a crazy attitude or bad energy, right? Yeah. But I'm very proud of you and being so emotionally and mentally conscious and aware. I'm very proud of you for that. That's all I have for you, PJ. I will let you go.
Yes. I love you.
Love you too.
All right.
And so I guess this is the perfect place to put closing remarks. You got input from a young black male, and all of his pressures, and I even forgot about feeling the pressures of having to step into such a huge role, or feeling like you have to step into such a huge role so early. My son expressed that he feels that he had to step up as the man of the house, as the man of the family, and that is a very heavy role to feel that you have to take on at such a young age. And I talk to my son about breaking generational curses all the time, and he understands and talks freely about how that is one of the things that he does not want to repeat. So yeah, that just being in the mind of a young black male, it is very It's very mind opening. Opens you up to some thoughts and sets things into perspective. But I will say, the curse that I am actively working to break and keep broken is the generational curse of Black men suppressing their emotions and not being emotionally intelligent. I want my sons, of course my daughter as well, but I want my sons to be completely free. I want them to be very much aware of how to take care of themselves mentally and emotionally. Of course, physically and spiritually as well, but definitely mentally and emotionally. You heard my son mention that we meditate, and he was introduced to rain sounds very early. And he uses it to de-stress. And that's on his own doing. I just gave him the tools. I taught them at a very, very young age. I actually taught my kids how to meditate at age 4. And that's because I was taught at age 4. So that's something beautiful that I was able to pass down. You heard him talk about how he taps in with nature. He likes to go outside and just be with nature. That's one of the ways he distresses. So with given the right tools, it is possible for young Black males to be set on the proper track of knowing how to take care of themselves mentally and emotionally, and prioritizing mental and emotional health. So with that being said, again, Black men, I love y'all. We love y'all. I want to see y'all. As a matter of fact, let me say it like this. I am manifesting for my Black men and young Black men to be set free from the agenda and expectations and burdens of this society. I am manifesting for our young Black men and Black men to be holistically healthy, to be healthy in your mind, mentally, to be healthy emotionally, to be healthy physically in your body, and to be healthy spiritually. I am manifesting that our young Black men and Black men of all ages begin to break generational curses of all kinds, but especially when it comes to mental and emotional health, so that the generation that comes up under you all will know better because they have been taught better by you all. I am manifesting for my young Black men and Black men of all ages that you all be free in releasing all pain that might come up, whether it be sadness, depression, rage, anger, worry, anxiety, anything along those lines. Be free. I am manifesting freedom for you all. I am manifesting the getting of more knowledge for you all. I am manifesting more self-love and self-care for you all, however that may look. Okay? I think that's all. I hope I covered all the bases, and I hope that the message was clear and concise, and I pray that the message was received with an open heart and an open mind. Okay? As always, I love you guys so much. Bye. Wait. My bad. I totally forgot to give my quick announcements. I will be doing 2 pop-up shops this weekend. The first pop-up shop will be on June 29th. It will be the Flower Market pop-up shop hosted by Boss Up Events. Like I said, that event will be June 29th on Saturday
from 3 to 7 p.m. at New Realm Brewing Company in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm gonna be in the ATL, y'all. Come see me, come shop with me. And then right after that, I'm going to be swinging it right back around to Charlotte for the Summer Mimosa Market. This event will be hosted by Black Girl Thriving. That event will be Sunday, June 30th from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. at Southbound in Charlotte, North Carolina. I will have in the show notes how you can purchase those tickets to both of the events. Also, I will have in the show notes my Instagram page so that you can go directly on there, see the flyers, and get all of the information that you might need. For those of you who don't know, my Instagram handle for Divine Pentacles is simply Divine Pentacles Jewelry. All right, that's it for real. I can't wait to see you guys pop up on the Flower Market in Atlanta, Georgia, and the Summer Mimosa Market in Charlotte. All right, for real. Bye.